Alright, I'm going to try to do my level best to do a review of Jurassic Park 2, which came out in 1997, um, without screaming, but I make no guarantees. So, with Jurassic Park 1, there were some holes in the logic of some of what was happening there, but the pros heavily outweighed the cons. You know, one minute there's a wall, the next minute there's a cliff. Oops. But you're so caught up in fighting the T Rex, or trying to escape the T Rex more like, that you're going with it. And it was such groundbreaking visuals, like you'd never seen anything close to it before. You just kind of went with it, even if you noticed that stuff. Um, Jurassic Park 2 feels like when you're in elementary school and you and your buddies are playing a game of guns or something, or it's football at recess, and you're in the moment and it's heated battle, and this is we came up with this cool as shit thing, and we're just kicking ass at whatever we're doing, and then somebody's mom or teacher came along and said you have to let the nerdy kid or somebody, not nerdy because I have respect for that, but just the annoying, snotty precursor to the SJW, a Karen type of person, play with your group, and then the Karen's like, you have to make everything about me and do it the way I want to do it. So all the things that you were having fun with and you did it your way, now you have to do it my way because me. That's what that is. That's what happened with Jurassic Park 2. Somebody sucked a dick somewhere and got to write this screenplay or something, and I don't want to know what exactly went wrong here. You know, and it kept happening, like with the Star Wars prequels with the Phantom Menace and all that. It's the same phenomenon. Even though George, something went horrifyingly wrong from Jurassic Park to Jurassic Park 2. And do I need to tell you this story? So they end up back on the island. Jeff Goldblum is now the lead, is Dr. Ian Malcolm, who was a slice of tomato in a sandwich. And if you have a slice of tomato in a sandwich, oh, it's delicious. And the first one is a slice of tomato in a sandwich. And the second one, he was biting into the whole tomato. Okay? These are two different experiences. And this did not work at all. Then, all the actors in this film are competent, but their characters are idiotic. Arliss Howard, cowboy from Full Metal Jacket, is now the guy in charge of the company somehow. There's shenanigans. Now he's in charge. Oh, some family is touring on an island and not knowing about the dinosaurs. And a little girl gets attacked by little tiny dinosaurs and gets injured, not killed. And so this brings up big legal issues. And so there's, the old guy gets shelved and Arliss Howard takes over. I think he's supposed to be British. So whereas the old Scottish guy in the first one was really likable, a lot of what he was trying to do was admirable, but he lost his way along the way. He kind of lost sight of just good judgment. And it wasn't necessarily Even greed. He wasn't sitting there talking about his bank account and he said he spared no expense. He didn't mind spending money. He wanted to present something amazing to the world, but he lost sight of just good judgment, and it had dire consequences. But he wasn't an evil guy. The guy who Arliss Howard plays in this film, the little British twerp with the glasses, is a just unbearable jagoff. You know he's gonna meet his doom. 5 minutes after meeting the character, but he's gonna go to this island after all these people have been killed, and you're gonna hire a bunch of mercs. Ugh, every decision is a horrible one. And then they shoehorn the little black girl. When the little kids from the first one were there, that felt organic. The relationship felt organic. The relationships that got developed felt organic. Them being there felt organic. What's a grandpa do? He brings the grandkids to something, and look at all the majesty of what I created. He's got faith it's going to work. It made sense. The little black girl being there does not make any goddamn sense. It is so shoehorned in to get your token black character. We had Samuel L. Jackson. He felt like he belonged in that world. This girl just they got shoehorned in. Nothing against the actress, but you gotta write in the kid character. You don't have to have a little kid for the movie to work. For the first one, it just all worked. It felt organic. It felt great. This felt off, and it was so damn annoying. When the little kid Timmy was having his back and forth with Sam Neill's character, Dr. Grant, there was a charm to it. There was an innocence to it. This was all just nails on a chalkboard. Nothing about the relationships felt organic. And Jeff Goldblum is going to go to the other side of the planet to save his girlfriend. But with the first one, you established that relationship with Dr. Grant and Dr. Sadler, and it felt organic. Here, by the time you get there, you're already there and knowing nothing about this person, so you're not invested, you don't care, and at no point in time do you start. All the characters and nails on the chalkboard. Vince Vaughn's character is the only character I didn't hate and was kind of rooting for. If everybody else got slaughtered horribly, I would have cheered like a motherfucker. Vince Vaughn's character was the only reasonable, rational guy in the whole thing. I believed his motivations. What were his motivations? Poontang. Money. Uh, that makes sense to me. And then, of course, they had to tie in like an animal rights theme. So it feels like a bunch of hippies. So instead of following three scientists having ethical debates about is what you're doing the right thing to do, morally and ethically, it's whiny, woke SJW hippies, a bunch of fucking Karens. I'm already immediately. I don't care. And no amount of dinosaurs and action is gonna save that. Then the mercenaries come in, and they're all supposed to be a bunch of assholes, a bunch of guys doing their jobs. So all the principal characters, of course, have plot armor like a motherfucker, but all these dudes can get slaughtered left and right, and who cares? Meanwhile, you can't stand any of the principal characters. The bald guy is kind of likable. Vince Vaughn's kind of likable. But you know the bald guy's going to die because you're not going to kill the girl or the kid. You can't kill the Jewish guy. You know, you got to take out the white guy. Unless he's supposed to be Jewish. I don't know. Fuck me. It was just awful. And then the end, the T-Rex is on the loose in San Diego. It's just like, oh, God. The first one felt organic. It was stretch, but it was plausible. None of this is plot. They're gonna bring back a dinosaur to San Diego with no contingency if it gets loose. No gunship helicopters, no snipers with darts, nothing whatsoever. And a T like no agency stateside is gonna have issuance. Like you can't get on an airplane with fucking fruit. Fruit. Why? Because what it can do to an ecosystem. There's that Simpsons episode where that little frog comes from Australia. That's a big deal. You're gonna let this T-Rex? Yeah, it can get in, no problem. Oh, I don't want to know who wrote it. I don't want to know who directed it. I don't know why it was so horrible. What went horribly wrong? I just know this is the only movie I've ever walked out on. I wasn't driving. I had nowhere to go. But I walked out of this and just hung out in the lobby. And I'd come back, watch 10 more minutes, and walk right back out. This was so colossally bad. But I'm not even. It's not worth going into all of it. That's just all I'm gonna say. This was a dog shit movie, an embarrassment. What were they thinking? Well, we know what they were thinking. They were thinking woke. That's the problem. Again and again and again. Woke agenda replaced storytelling. You gotta have a love interest. You gotta have a kid. You already had white kids. You gotta have a black kid. You gotta have the Jewish guy, and you can't harm can't come to them. They got plot armor. Goodbye tension. Goodbye. And instead of you know two sides of philosophy having an debate, but both sides kind of have some points, and it's not you're just so evil. Here, it's just clean cut. Arliss Howard's character is just evil. He's just a greedy corporate asshole. It's just that simple. Again, Dr. Hammond was a big rich guy. He's not a physically big, but he's a massively wealthy white male. Oh, but he wasn't evil. He was a nice guy. He was a well-intentioned guy. No, just simple corporate evil. Ugh. Ew. This movie's so filthy, it's bad. So, Jurassic Park 2 is trash. It's just woke trash. And in the beginning of a nightmare. Well, not the beginning, because there's a lot of woke trash that comes before it, but this was like the trickle became a flood of wokeness in the movies and entertainment, and just it got worse. It got a lot worse. So it's an early warning sign. We should have built a dam and stopped wokeness at its roots. And now it's dominating all entertainment and made everything awful. So fuck you, Jurassic Park 2. Your woke communist trash. You should have never happened. Jurassic Park 3, which I'll go review in a little bit here, was pretty awful too. But there were some redeeming elements to it. It had a few fun moments in it. It wasn't his nails on it. It wasn't as bad. You know, you burned your arm pretty good, or you burned your whole torso. Jurassic Park 2 was the whole torso. Jurassic Park 3 was a pretty nasty burn on your arm. We'll get to that on that review. Let me know what you think about this. It's not a dumpster fire. It's getting dumped in a dumpster full of acid that's on fire. But is the dumpster on fire or the acid? I don't know. I'm out of here. God help us all. God help us all.